Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Matt Jarbo here with $3 Theater, and back with another one of my Let's Talk videos. Now, I know I did one on Johnny Depp the other day about why his court loss wouldn't matter. Turns out I was absolutely wrong on that front. I'm willing to admit it. At the time, it seemed like nothing would come from it, and I say that because, quite frankly, Warner's hadn't done anything. They hadn't said anything, really, since the accusations about Johnny Depp came out in 2017. They had him in the Crimes of Grindelwald. They were already shooting Fantastic Beasts 3 at the time of the dismissal of the lawsuit and the whole aspect of it there. So I thought, man, I mean, they're not going to get rid of Amber Heard when there's, actual evidence that came out during that whole situation about how she had injured Johnny Depp. And in some cases, really kind of embellished her own injuries as well. The fact that no one came out to defend her, that no one came out to, repudiate Depp's claims against her. No one. But then he gets fired, and she's actually on the set of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So there's some odd stuff there. Well, today what we're hearing is coming in from the Hollywood Reporter that they have a whole article here written by Tatiana Siegel, who is a experienced reporter at the Hollywood Reporter, talking about the Warner Brothers decision to sever ties with Johnny Depp and ultimately what led to it. Now, for those of you who haven't been paying attention, the Fantastic Beasts 3 was originally supposed to come out this month. It was originally supposed to come out this month, but because of the fact that J.K. Rowling wrote a terrible screenplay for the last movie, and that was one of the things that was heavily criticized of the last movie, the saving grace from the last film actually was Johnny Depp's performance. Believe it or not, that was a saving grace from Crimes of Grindelwald. And so the movie's not coming out now until 2022. 2022. Because they had to find a person to replace Johnny Depp rather than just letting the situation play out, which I think would work in his favor here in the United States. Now, according to this article, sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that Warner's wanted to wait to allow due process to take its course before making a decision on the embattled star's future in the franchise. Once Judge Andrew Niccol ruled that he accepted Heard's testimony, which was detailed and painted a picture of Depp as an abuser, Emmerich's position was more or less kind of locked, with the studio opting to recast the role less than midway through the franchise. Now, again, that's accepting Heard's testimony based in a defamation lawsuit against the Sun, which called him a wife beater. And because the Sun ended up winning this defamation suit, of which Johnny is going to appeal it and might actually win in the appeal, the judge's ruling makes it a lot easier for news outlets to use similar depictions when referring to Depp's stormy 2-year marriage. This is a quote from the Hollywood Reporter article to Amber Heard, creating and I quote here, a PR headache for the studio. And then in the very next paragraph, they talk about wanting due process to take place. Well, due process isn't over until all avenues are exhausted. That's just the way it goes. That's how due process works. Right now, the judge ruled in favor of the Sun, not Amber Heard, but the Sun. We had all that other information come to light, which showcase a very tumultuous relationship between the two of them. But there's also a defamation suit in Virginia that will be taking place in 2021 that could, and this is an explanation that the article here gives. Maybe another reason why they want to get rid of him is because it will take place sometime in 2021, which he has been ruled that he has to appear in person for 3 consecutive days. In November. So in this month, and they're shooting him right now. So they got rid of him because he had to fly back to the States. They got rid of him because this judge ruled that a magazine, a rag, if you will, a tabloid, could legally refer to him as a wife beater because he accepted Amber Heard's, testimony. It's a mess of a situation. The whole thing is a mess of a situation. But Johnny Depp, he kind of, interestingly enough, he comes out a little bit on top here. He does, if you think about it. Because he's getting an 8-figure salary. That was his contract. It was pay or play. So they're paying him out the 8 figures. Now, I don't know how much that's going to be. I don't know, if we'll ever know how much that money that's going to be. We just know that it is a lot of money. And Johnny Depp has admitted that he is broke. So at this particular point, having him getting that kind of cash seems to just be the best thing for him at the moment, especially with mounting legal fees, especially with the appeals. That being said, let's talk about the future of the Fantastic Beasts franchise here. I'm just going to come out and say it. There shouldn't be one. There shouldn't be one. If you watch the first movie, you know that Grindelwald was hiding in the body of Colin Farrell, pretending to be him. And now they're probably going to argue that's going to be what they do in the next movie. Well, Grindelwald is his face is out there. Everyone knows who he is. He has to go into hiding again. This dude is meant to be like the Hitler of the wizarding world. He's not going to hide who he is. That's the whole point of what he's doing. So it goes beyond, in essence, what the storyline is. And they're going to have to find a way to make it work. And I don't really think that J.K. Rowling could come up with a good enough twist. So the movie is being described as a three-hander, going back to the article here, where they say that Depp, Jude Law, and Eddie Redmayne were going to be sharing equal screen time. But with the 8-figure salary, Depp is the highest earner, thanks to his box office track record that had been buoyed by the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Now, Disney has also avoided weighing in definitively on the Depp matter by taking the next pirate outing in a female-led direction, with the script currently being written by Birds of Prey scribe Christina Hodson, with Margot Robbie starring in it. And again, they're all just kind of like, they're all lining up to just stab in the back, it feels like. These studios that claim to be, we were loyal. And when he presents his own counter evidence, that doesn't get brought up at all. But they don't want him called a wife beater when they're dealing with PR. Look, I'm telling you this right here. J.K. Rowling's comments about the trans community garnered more headlines in recent years and more frequently than Johnny Depp. This is a 3-year-old story. This is a 3-year-old story. Its time in the spotlight is done. It will be done once it goes through the Virginia defamation case. He has presented enough information to where you can cast reasonable doubt on the tenacity of her claims, and enough to look at everything that, he says about her and go, wow, you know what? This was maybe a very tumultuous, violent, destructive, toxic relationship. And perhaps, both parties are exceptionally at fault. And I know people out there aren't going to want to hear that, but let's be real. Whether or not Johnny Depp was pushed to the point of striking her, he still did it. And you can try to excuse him all you want on that front, but it doesn't really work out that way. I mean, that's just the truth of it. So when you think of the situation as a whole, when you think about where we are and where this franchise is, I still think Johnny Depp will ultimately be fine. I still think Johnny Depp will ultimately come out on top. He's had a long, storied career where people in the industry love him and they adore him and they will stand up for him, and he will find his way back. As he says in that Instagram post, his career will not be defined by this moment in time. What we are dealing with are feckless, cowardly studios that, back one person who has been shown to be violent and cast someone out aside who is part of the other half of that relationship. There's a level of hypocrisy there that is just staggering. So I don't know about you, but I have no desire to see the Fantastic Beasts movie. I didn't really anyway. This was like icing on the cake if you think about it. It comes out July 2022. I'll probably go see it to review it because that's part of what I do here. At the same time, I'm not even that interested. I'd rather it die. I would rather that they cancel the franchise, which I think that they probably will, even though they're already in production right now. I think the fan response to him being booted will be that people don't go. My stepmom is a middle-aged housewife who loves Johnny Depp. She's fully aware of the situation, and she's like, I'm not going to go see the next Pirates if he's not in it. And she won't go see this next movie if he's not in it either. And that is how a lot of people feel about Johnny Depp. And that is what Warner Brothers is going to experience. That is what Disney is going to experience. Because what we have here is a situation where there are several negligent parties at play, several issues here that need to be discussed. It's ultimately a failed marriage that has been brought to the forefront of a movement in an attempt to amplify one's career while destroying another. And it's not hard to tell where things currently are. If you pay attention to it, if you followed the story, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're just coming into this, I really recommend you look into the things that Johnny Depp has proven that Amber Heard has done. And it might change your entire opinion. I think this was a bad move by Warner's. I'll make no, I won't say anything about that. I'm not going to defend him on this one. I think it's a bad play. And as always, I want to hear your thoughts and I want to hear your opinions. So let me know down in the comment section. I think this should be interesting. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching. And if you enjoy these opinion pieces, please let me know. I'll do more of them. All right, guys. Peace out.